Welcome to FilmRiot Mondays.
Wait, hold on. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Put your hands in front of your face.
No, I know where this is
just
going.
Put your hand.
No.
Just cover it to where.
Nah.
No, seriously. This is serious. I'm dead serious. That is so much better.
Yeah, big surprise.
That is no.
You're so
you're
clever.
You're making this episode worse. If you could just put your hands, please. I beg you. That's still better.
First question, what do you do first, color grade or VFX? Does it make it easier to grade before animating the visuals, or do you take the time to keep the VFX as a separate layer? Color grading is always the last thing I do, especially with visual effects. That way, in the end, you're taking those visual effects that are tied into that ungraded footage and then adding the grade on top of that, which is the last bit that helps sort of tie everything together. Often it's been the grading that really did help finally sell the effect fully. There was some strings showing and the grade was able to just bring all that together. What is the work of a director? The director's job starts in pre-production and goes all the way until the film is finished. Oftentimes it's from the absolute beginning to the absolute end. Most of the time in Hollywood, the producer's the one that's there from the very, very beginning to the very end, bringing in a director. But the director's job is to make the film, to be the guy that's steering the ship of everything, making pretty much all the decisions. It's supposed to be that one person's vision for the whole thing, and he unifies all these creatives to come together to help execute on that one vision. Of course, a good director is taking the ideas and viewpoints of all these creatives that he brought together to make the project even better. So it really does end up being a multitude of voices, but it's a choir singing the same note, not a bunch of people singing different incorrect notes. So the director at that point kind of becomes a conductor, making sure everybody is in harmony with each other and really still playing that same song. So you have all these voices, but all still in unison and making something that actually works together. That is the best way to say what a director does, because it would take the entire show plus 10 to really go into everything, because the director does a lot. But you prep the film, you decide what the film's gonna be, then within production, you're the one calling all the shots, dealing with the actors, dealing with where you want the camera to be, how the story's being told, what the pacing is. That all comes from the director. But like I said, there's all those other voices that are playing into it as well. When will Monday Challenges come back? We wanted to bring it back in the beginning of the year, but I've been on another project that I wasn't able to talk about because it wasn't announced yet, but now it is announced, which is Ubisoft is releasing a short film based off of their game Ghost Recon Wildlands. Short film's called War Within the Cartel, directed by my friend Avi Uabian, and I am editing the film. I also went out to LA to be on set for all that and everything, and Josh and my team also produced an EPK for the short film. It's about a 30-minute short film, which again I edited, so it took up a lot of my time, so we weren't able to put a ton of time towards things like Monday Challenge. But now that is going to be coming out soon, I believe February 16th, we're going to be able to focus back on those other things like Monday Challenge, so it will be coming back very, very soon. Credit and pay, do they go together on the same job, or is it you're getting paid, therefore you do not get a credit? You should absolutely be getting a credit. If you did something, the most fundamental thing that you should be getting on that job is a credit. Sometimes you'll get a credit and not pay, but I don't know of any time that you're gonna get paid and not the credit, unless there are times if someone hires you to say make a soundtrack pack and then your name isn't put on that, it's just branded as something else entirely that they're selling. We don't do that. I always like to give credit to whoever the creators are that we work with. I think the original author of the work needs to be credited for it. It's their original artistic work, and I think it's only right that they get the credit for what they created. But there are times in those instances, but if you're working on a film, you should be credited as well as paid. Last question, is it possible to tell an immersive story with no camera movement? Absolutely. In that instance, it would be a lot about blocking within the scene, how the characters move in and out of the scene. I mean, I imagine you'd want to move the camera at least a little bit, unless this is supposed to be like a security cam or some kind of fixed camera that doesn't move at all, not even a pan or a tilt. That could be cool if it goes within the idea of the story you're trying to tell. But in that instance, instead of using the camera to create motion and interest, you would use the people and things within your scene to create that motion and interest. Spielberg does this a lot, where the camera kind of stays in one place and really is just panning and tilting, but the way that the people are moving in and out of the scene are creating all the energy for that scene, and it still feels very alive. So that's a really great thing to study. Or things like Dial M for Murder is another good example. So definitely check those out. There's nothing more discouraging than having a pile of overdue paperwork just sitting there staring at you while you're trying to do anything you enjoy at all. Well, our friends at FreshBooks have just launched an all-new version of their cloud accounting software that will give you more time to do what you love and not feel discouraged by the paperwork demon. FreshBooks has been redesigned from the ground up and custom built for the way that you work. It's the easiest way to be more productive, organized, and most importantly, get paid quickly. The all-new FreshBooks is not only ridiculously easy to use, it's also packed full of powerful features. You can create and send professional-looking invoices in less than 30 seconds, set up online payments. With just a couple of clicks, you get paid up to 4 days faster. See when your client has seen your invoice and put an end to the guessing games. And right now, FreshBooks is offering a 30-day unrestricted free trial to film writers. To claim it, just go to freshbooks.com/FilmRiot and enter FilmRiot in the How Did You Hear About Us section.
Logos.
So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. This one is from IndieWire. It's just a list of a bunch of scripts that you can download to read online. It's a lot of award-winning and nominated scripts, and they said they're going to be updating it continually as it goes through awards season, which we're pretty much at the tail end of, but you can find all of those right here. And until next week, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.